All right, everybody, as you can see, everything's set up and some things have changed a little bit. Now, there's some reasoning behind all this. So first off, I've switched back to virtual DJ, and part of that is because I switched also back to the NS7 III. Now, virtual DJ has made some improvements to the NS7 III, specifically when I drag my thumb or I nudge the platters. Before it wasn't pitch locking. You would have to do all your adjustments through the slider or through the buttons. That's not my particular style, the way that I adjust my music. They have made corrections to that now, so that is now working beautifully with this, at least through my testing. So with that, and I knew that today's wedding I might be digging in a little bit more B-side kind of stuff for a few things. So I was like, you know what, let me switch back. I went back to having my external drive, went back to virtual DJs, so it's that instantaneous load, everything's gonna be nice. One of the other reasons I also changed over is setup, breakdown time, and also the amount of room that's required to go in my van. Now, having my Rain 62, having the 12s are just so nice, they're so great, but it's definitely a lot of extra effort to get that all set up, takes a lot of additional space. And I wanna say it gives me, at least 6 to 8 minutes of additional breakdown and setup time. So with that in mind, I decided, you know what, my shoulder's feeling pretty good. I think I can lift the NS7 III up onto the shelf, and that's the route that I've gone for this wedding. So NS7 III, virtual DJ, external hard drive, all big changes. Everything else is pretty standard stuff, of course. My UI-24 below with my 2 mic pack. Over here I have my ceremony rig all set up. All my channels are already scanned. Everything's been sound checked. My Mauis are out there up front. Sandbags at the ready just in case if it gets a little windy. And now it's just a matter of miking up and doing a final sound check and getting that all done. But otherwise, again, go with my EKX15 SP sub to add a little bit more to the room. This is a little bit smaller wedding than I've done the last couple in the past. I think the count's a little over 100 and change. I had 180 or so in here not too long ago, and the bass was definitely needed. I'm not going to push it nearly as far, but it's nice having that little extra punch, especially in this room. The bass does get a little bit lost the further out you go, more so than other weddings. And you can check out one of my other gig logs where I actually kind of tweak out this room specifically because of that. Otherwise, I'm ready to go today. Let's have some fun. One other quick note with my ceremony setup, there's a nice little power outlet right here, and I do push this out. There's no real immediate direct power without running a lot of lines out there, and they also really don't like having carts out on the grass or anything like that. So what I've been doing at this facility now is I'll keep this charged. I'll do all my sound check with everything there, and then once we are like about that 35-40 minutes out, which will be pretty soon, I'll push it out the door and move it out to the side. Now, I could theoretically leave it in here, but that has a couple logistical issues. I'm decreasing the amount of signal that will get to my mics, also adding some additional delay from the distance. So I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. I would love to have this even closer, but logistics, you got to work around those as best as you can. So just a quick note of why my ceremony system's inside right now and eventually goes outside.
By the power vested in me and the state of New York, I now pronounce you husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Kozakowicz. Tommy, you may kiss your bride.
All right, so we've reached cocktail hour now. As usual, I've moved my Maui speakers over towards the crowd. And it's pretty simple what I end up doing. I've got 3 IEM packs, and I'll have one synced up for reception right away. So as of that point, as ceremony ends, my 1 pack ready, I'll go in really quick, start to hit play on my main system, and I'll start to change out the packs on my Mauis, bring the Maui volume up, and then I'll go grab my other pack, sync that, place wherever I need to do. It's really not too hard of an ordeal to get everything in, and getting that 1 speaker right away over to my cocktail sound, is critical, getting that very small gap in between that. So that's how I perform that. Everything's going great. Again, it's an absolutely gorgeous day today. I don't think it could have asked for a better day, especially right now in August. Sometimes it can be sweltering hot, but I want to say it's probably almost like 72 degrees or something. It's just amazing. It's that the sun's behind the clouds too. That just adds a really nice day for today. But we're going to do introductions soon. Of course, we'll get a little dance segment in. We'll do some toasts. Just have a real nice, fun night. Let's see how today goes.
Dirty bit. Something lurks in this torso. Heart got a deal you wanna know.
That adrenaline, never giving in. Giving up's not an option, gotta get it in.
All right, everybody, it is 11:57 on Saturday. It took me a few extra minutes to get home because it takes a couple extra steps, because there's steps between rolling out and all that. Used to be a ramp there at one point, but it was actually kind of almost dangerous with the way it sloped and all that. Now there's steps. So that just means there's a few extra minutes that you have to do for load in and load outs, but that's just the logistics of venues. And once again, I love that venue. I love the aesthetic of it. It's just, I guess it's kind of almost like a second home for me because A, it's so close, B, it just has this just great presence and just great people to work with. Everybody just worked well. Again, great night. Couple was really happy, and I'm got to play lots of a nice eclectic mix, a little bit of 80s, but definitely settled more in the 2000s and on, where most of the response had come from. But I'm definitely exhausted. Everything from my Boys II Men concert from back Thursday, had work Friday, this wedding on Saturday, so I'm definitely due for a little bit of rest. Hope you've enjoyed this gig log. I'll see you next time.